everyone, welcome to Back to School Night. My name is Miss Gall. I teach 7th grade math here at Five Oaks. Super excited to have you here and get to work with your students this year. Let's take a quick tour through my class. So currently you're looking at the home screen of my Canvas page. Everything in here will get you a link to somewhere that you need to be. So you'll see at the top here, you've got links to whatever Zoom or class period your student's in. You just click on those and they'll take you. And then down here, these chalkboard links will take you where you need to go. These links will take you where you need to go, as well as these ones on the side here. The most important place on my Canvas page where students can find anything that they might need is going to be in our modules. So let's go ahead and click and go there. The modules, like I said, will have everything that your student needs to get through their day. So again, you can see that we've got the Zoom links here. This is their textbook below. They've got a link to a Google form if they want to turn in any late work to receive credit. We can talk more about that later. And then it's broken down into weeks. So here's week 1. This was our first week of school. Here you can see that it's then broken down into days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. Each day will have the lesson, so what was taught during the Zoom class, as well as what we call to-dos, or anything that the students are responsible for doing or turning in. So you might ask, let's first ask, what happens if my student misses a class? How are they going to catch up? How are they going to get what they missed? Well, there's 2 ways that students can access videos that they missed. The most direct way is if they go to their module where we are now, find the day that they miss, and they should see a link to a recorded lesson. So if your student missed the very first day of school, they can come here on Monday, click the recorded lesson, and it will take them to my YouTube page where I have linked that specific lesson. So it will take them right to the video that they need. So here's our video from the first day of school. They can play that through, take notes, get caught up. The other way that students can get where they need to go if they want to watch a video that they missed is by clicking this recorded lessons in the home page here. This link is going to take them to the home page of my channel where all of the videos are. So they're broken down into playlists. These videos here are playlists of just how to navigate Canvas, how to use some of the other apps that we use, and this playlist will take them to all of the recorded lessons from the first 2 weeks of school. So this is a place to go if they need to rewatch how to turn in an assignment, or they need to rewatch how to turn in late work. This is a good idea to have your students subscribe to my channel. It'll make it a lot easier for them to get access to these videos. So the next question is probably, how does my student know what their homework is, what they need to turn in, and so on? Again, I've given them 2 ways to know what they're responsible for. If we go back to our module, which is again our home page where everything we want is kept, they can check out the to-do list. So here's Monday's to-do. They needed to do their attendance. They needed to do an exit ticket before they left. Any homework assignments will be linked here and stuff like that. Or I've also created student checklists for them. If they open this at the start of the week, it is populated by me for them. So I've created a checklist for them where they can check off and make sure that they have done and turned in everything they need to do every day of the week. So here's Monday for this week. They needed to do 3 things. They can check them off as they go. And I've already made it for every day of the week. So we could also look at Friday. They have 2 things to do this Friday. It's a nice, easy way to know what they are responsible for. We can also check and see what assignments students have by clicking on assignments over here on the left. This isn't as straightforward, but if they know what assignment they're looking for, They can be found here with due dates at the bottom. Not as easy to find in the modules, but still there. A third place that they could find assignments is by going to our calendar. This is my least favorite way to find the assignments because all it shows is the due date. It doesn't show when the assignment was assigned. So it only shows when it needs to be turned in, which is useful, but they probably also want to know what day they had to do that assignment. So 4 places you can find what your student needs to do in the modules, on the checklist, under assignments, or you can look at the calendar. Next up is your student, or probably you, wants to know how their grades are for the class. We will be keeping track of grades in Canvas. If you click on the little grades over here, every assignment that they turn in will either be given points or a complete incomplete. For instance, this specific student hasn't turned in anything because they don't have any points. But as they turn it in, their scores will show up here. Here's the important thing to remember. The grades in Canvas are not necessarily your student's final grade. They attribute to that final grade, but final grades can be found on their student view or your parent view. Canvas grades are just formative grades that help us come up with those final grades. So this is not the end-all be-all of their grades, but it is a good way to keep track and make sure that they are doing their work. Next up is going to be like class expectations. How are things run in the class? If you click on the syllabus over here, that will take you to our class syllabus. Should look like this. This year in math, our major goals are ratios and proportional relationships, early expressions and equations, as well as linear algebra and linear functions. We're going to get through as much of these learning targets here as we can. We know that it's going to be tight and most of the students need some review from last year, but we're going to make it work. If you scroll down, you'll see a lot more information. Here's information for your parent view, Canvas, how homework works. Here is how their grades are broken down. So we grade on a 1 through 4 basis. 1 meaning they are still learning, they're working to understand it. 4 meaning they can do advanced problems as easy for them. And then you can see here the breakdown for points to letter grade. I'd like to make note of my retake policy. Students will be allowed to resubmit and make corrections to any assignments this year. However, I do not allow retakes on tests and quizzes. The assignments should prepare them to be successful on the quizzes. So when you have some time, scroll through the syllabus here, read through, get all the information you need. Let's go back to our home screen. So next up is, what do my students need to be successful in class this year? Obviously, the format that we're in, your student's going to need a good internet connection as well as their new Chromebook, ideally the ones that come with the stylus so that they can do their math on their screen. They're going to need a quad book. Those are the notebooks that have graph paper on the inside instead of just the regular lined paper. They should have received one of those notebooks in their back-to-school Nike bags that they got at Falcon Days. It's also a good idea for your students to have things like rulers, colored pencils, and highlighters for when we're taking notes. That's all I have. If you want to contact me, the best way to do that is through email. I tend to respond anywhere between 8 in the morning and 6 at night. I try to respond quickly as long as I'm not in class with the students. Thank you for coming to our back to school night and spending time in my classroom. I'm looking forward to having a great year. Bye.